everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on a Starburst table runner. It is by a local company, the Patchwork Puppy Patterns of Ye Olde Fabric Shop in Stratford, Ontario. And Pop will put in all the information down below, so don't you worry about a thing, okay? And this is how we're gonna do it. I chose to do it in more, not necessarily Christmas colors, but it could be as a Christmas gift, okay? So that's what I'd like to do for the next few weekends before Christmas, because we know it's sneaking up on us just really, really quick. So pretty much every other weekend, we're gonna have something Christmas related to either be able to give away for Christmas or make gifts for Christmas or something like that. And this is gonna be, this is one of them, okay? So there it is right there. It's very cute. It requires a bit of fabric, not too much. I chose to use my background fabric and my other outer fabric as the same, so it really made the other stars pop, the red star and the white star on mine, okay? So we're gonna put that together. I've already done a couple pieces, so here's one. It's one of the half ones that are coming out. Isn't that pretty? I like that. So instead of having a different color here and a different color here, I made it the same, because that means just like pop straight out at you. It's gonna come and get you, okay? All right, so we need to build a few more. And what I was doing is taking my little mark tool. You need to mark right on the diagonal from corner to corner, and that is your sew line, okay? And if you so wish it, you can make little extras for the bucket, like I've been doing all along here. I've got lots of bunch in there. The ones from the tinier star really didn't add up to much. It was only about an inch by inch once I cut it, so it just, to me, it didn't seem to make sense. Okay, so you're gonna line it up so that you're gonna sew that line, and then the other one that comes here sews that line, so when you flip it, you have a nice, beautiful point just like that, okay? It looks just like that on the back end. And you want to make sure you have enough at the top here, so when you put your 1/4 inch seam allowance, you're not chopping off the top of that, okay? All right, so we have a couple to do here, just a couple finish up. I did some, just to, because I knew this was going to be a longer project. Okay, and just doing a nice little light line. We'll finish off the big ones first, and then we'll work on the little ones, okay? And you just lay it up. You can put a pin in if you need. You don't really need to. I found it easier to go from the middle here than down to here, than try and start here and go there, because sometimes that corner got a little jammied in the center. So, and it was both ways. So I didn't mind it all. It doesn't work better to me, man. And then just follow that line. Okay. I was picking blueberries. That's blueberry stain on the edge of my finger there. Sorry. All right, so I just kind of did them as a production line. I knew I needed 12, so I did like 10, and then 10 on the one side, and then the 10 on the other side, okay? So I just found that easier to do. I'm just following the line, okay? And then I flipped it this way just so I can get that extra bit that I'm going to cut off and put in my half square triangle drawer. You don't have to do this. I don't like to waste this bit of fabric, so I'm saving it. It's going to go in my bucket, and my bucket is going to get filled one day. It's getting close. It's been like 2 years since we've been working on it. Okay, so could have got my smaller ruler, but you know, go big or go home, right? So cut that off. That you save that. Same with the second one. Cut that bit off. Give it a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, when you're coming, make sure you give it, that piece a nice 1/4 inch seam allowance, because when it comes flipped up, you want to make sure, okay? So those two are extra. We'll just put those in there. And then you want to give these a press before you add the second two, okay? So just real quick. And the reason my iron is on this side is because that's the way I get in and out, or the other side is the way I get in and out of my sewing station. So other than if I had the iron over there, it would be in my way all the time. So I don't mind getting up. But you know, sometimes it's nice to think about that sort of thing when you're setting up your quilting space or your sewing space. Okay, so I'm adding the second two. Same way, having that line go from the diagonal out to the corner, and of course I'm going to start here and end there. I just find it easier. There's no jamming up. I'm not getting frustrated. And then once again, put them under the machine. You can do all, 12 or yeah, I think there's 12 of them and 12 of another of the smaller ones. You can do them all at the same time. Whatever's easier for you. Two. And these big ones here, the cream colored ones, are 3.5 by 3.5, and the piece underneath of it is 3.5 by 6.5. Okay, and that gives you a nice big flying goose. If you didn't want to just even do the star, you don't have to. This is the way they do the flying geese. So you can definitely do it that way. Make a big one, and you know, you can make a beautiful quilt. And of course keep the half square triangles for something else. Okay, so there we go. We're just going to cut those two off right where they need to be. Threads in between. Oops, missed one. There we go. Give the next one, and then we'll press these two open. Okay. All right, those two more for the bucket. Okay, so over here, and then just a quick press. Now, if you had something that was really, really light, you may want to split your seams. You know, that might help in splitting your seams instead of just pressing, right? Because I'm pressing it this way. I think it looks better that way than trying to get everything trying to jam down there. So that's the way I like it. All right, so move that there. Okay, we'll put those in the pile. Now we need to make some more of the little red ones that we have going on here. I think we needed, what's it, 3? No, maybe only, no, I think we got 3. Nope, 2, okay. All right, so the same thing, I put the line on the red one right there from diagonal to diagonal, and we're gonna do the same thing. Just make sure you're putting the right sides together. Sometimes it gets a little complicated or confusing with your shade of fabric. And again, I found it easier to go from the center down to the outside corner. But your machine may be different, or you've got little leaders and enders that help you with that sort of thing. Mine just, for some reason, it just likes to get down in there. Okay, I'll make sure I'm going on the right side. Oh, it's so hard. This has got tiny little flower print on it. So I'm trying to get that to help me. And always make sure you're going from the middle to the outside corner, not from the outside corner. Well, I guess you could do it the other way too, but then you just flip it and flop it. So it doesn't really, no, actually that's wrong. You need to go right to the center. Make sure it's going to the center. Okay. And the same thing. I just cut these ones off though, because like I said, they ended up being too tiny for me to even think about dealing with. So I just give it a little trim. Make sure it's laid out flat. It's not tucked under, or you're going to give the other corner a little trim. Okay, and then those are just kind of tossed over to the little bin, right? And then we're going to press and press those open. Okay, those are for something else. Okay, and then we'll add the next two. Okay. And the same, this is actually pressed to the red, so it's pressed to the dark. It makes it disappear. Okay, you don't see anything, and then we're going to line up the next two, okay? Just like that. And that's how you make a smaller little goose. And these are 2 inches by 3.5 for the white or creamy colored here, and these are 2 inches. Okay. All right, line it up, and you know you want to cross over because that's what gives you that little meaty point at the top to be able to sew them all together, okay? So you're not losing those beautiful points, those absolute beautiful points. You don't want to lose those, right? That makes that star. So don't cut them off. And I really didn't find a lot of squaring up necessary, so it seemed to go okay to me. I mean the other ones, so there we go. And again, just trim those off and go into the, you know, I'm sure somebody could use them for something if they wanted to do a little applique, you know, kites or pennants at a party or something. I don't know. I'm sure somebody could use them. But no me. All right, so press these two open. That gives us a nice little red points for our red star. Okay, so what we still have to do, because you know we have already done 2 of these ones right here, we still have to build the center one, which is a whole one completely, and then another 2 half ones, which are going to be the very outside edge. And you don't, if you like it that it was square and didn't want it to be point, you just cut another 4 of these right here and square it up, and you got a nice big square table runner. It's still going to be 17 by 50-ish, you know, depending. And you can add a sashing, add a border, you can add a couple borders, you can do whatever you like. Go from there. You know, if you like the blocks so much, start making a quilt out of it. I'd love to see it. Okay, so what we need to do is let's build out the center one, which is, this would be the 1 square here, which should be 3.5, yeah. And then we are going to line these up to make sure that we are going to build the star the way it needs to be. And that is a square here, 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 and here. Okay, and then what these white parts end up being is building up the next star. That's the white one behind the red one here, see? So we'll do that first. So we can either this way, that way, put the rows together, whatever way you like it. Just make sure you have the right sides together, okay? So we'll just go from top down. Top down. And this is, like I said, it's a project. You want to invest it. It's, you know, it's going to take you a bit of time. So make sure you allot the time. And we'll go with, hopefully get it finished. Well, to the point that the tabletop is made. Okay. So there's there. Now we'll flip these sides here. And then this side here, making sure it's the reds that are touching. Don't go that way, then you know you've done something wrong. It's the whole continuation of the stars. So make sure the reds are touching, or the greens, or the blues, or the purple, or the pinks, whatever you got going on. And I think this would be great for fall colors as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. It's gonna be an everyday. It says Starburst, you know. But I thought trying to do it in maybe some of the Christmassy type colors like these ones here, I thought it could play very much on a couple of levels, whether it should be just for Christmas or it can be for fall, or hope I got the right one there. Sometimes it's hard. Okay, and then the other little square on the other side. Okay, I think I got that right. A little red thread in between. Actually, it was really chilly the other morning. I'm like, and with school starting on Tuesday, it's gonna go really fast. All right, so you want to give these a press before you put the 3 of them together, okay? It doesn't need much, just a little heat loving to make sure everybody's kind of straight and in line. Okay. And this is where you can use a little bit of starch, if you wish. You don't have to. And try not to don't tug anything out of proportion. Just kind of hold it there. Let it all become one, okay? So there we go. We're gonna line these bits up here, and that's gonna help finish up our beautiful inner star. I love that little burgundy kind of red fabric there. It's got a lovely little paisley, swirly bit to it. It's quite lovely. All right, so line these up here. You know, a whole quilt of these. That'd be very ambitious. I don't know, maybe let's go with scrap bust too, especially if you had lots of neutral tones. I think I'd go for the bigger one, so then that way I could use the other half square triangle for something else. Gotta think about these things. Okay. All right, now we'll put this one on the other side. Oh, that looks beautiful. Oh, so cute. Okay. Do 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 do. All right, that is our beautiful center finished. Aw, isn't that lovely? That is lovely. That's beautiful. All right, now we'll press that, and then we're going to build out the white star to go behind it. So it's not only just the background, it's actually the star, the second star. So it's like bursting outside of each other. Okay, so now we go this way. Oops, but this way. Ha 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 ha. Okay, and then I think that's where, yep, there we go. These guys come in, are my corner units. Do, 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 dee, do. Okay, like that. And then I'm sure the white bits are together. The white bits are together. There we go, and that is our beautiful center. And then we have a couple of pieces to add these on either side because it goes on the angle, right? So this will go here and this will go there, and there we go. Perfect. Okay, so again, 1, 2, and 3. So build it out. And if you want to, you can make it more speedy fashion and go 1, 1, 1, and you know, and then 2, 2, 2. It's however you like to build. Whatever makes more sense for you in the whole process. Some people like just building 1 block at a time and that's it. Some people prep 300 blocks. You know, I'm a bit of mix in between because we do videos, so it depends on what I'm working on, really. Okay, so this will go back up there, this one will go down here, and this one will go back in the center. And as long as we're still building out our beautiful star, we're okay. Okay, do. And then here. I just thought these colors were really pretty together. Why does that one seem longer than that one? Do I not do a shy on the seam allowance on these ones? Maybe. It does look like a little bit there. See, and that's what makes a difference. You go a little shy on the seam allowance. It makes your, okay, why is my block not fitting right together? Because it really should be the length of this and that. And it was. If you go look at that, that is a little bit shy of the 1/4 inch. So let's just do a little bit stitch on either side. Come down a little bit better. And that's how we can fix things like that. So it's not so, what the heck happened here? There we go, much better. Do you remember that little gap that was there before? That was quite a bit. Hopefully you could see that on the small camera. I'm still getting used to it, so I apologize if I'm not always in the camera. I'm going to have to keep looking at the video, the rerun of the video, so I can get a proper placement of where I need to be. So, sorry. Okay, there we go. Is that beautiful? I don't think you can see that. Okay, now put this on here, and then we'll add the 3 together after we give them a press. I always find it easier to give them a press, and then things seem to fit together a bit better. So we'll do that. Okay. This is a beautiful block itself. I like the star and the star. Not sure if we've done something like that before, except for now. I know we've done the star because it's been part of our Christmas quilts of 2017. You can always check that out. It's fantastic fun. And that was actually a quilt on my domestic. I quilted as I went. Actually, no, actually, after it was all made. Then I quilted it. There we go. Line that up. Okay, and line this one up. Awesome. Okay, and then sew and sew. Okay. Try and line those seams up. Flip and flop if you got darks and lights next to each other. Line this up here. Okay. Ease a little bit of that. Got a little bit of. There we go. Just a little bit extra on the bottom side. So just make sure they all sit nice and snug. Okay, now turn around. Itchy leg. Okay, and line that up again. You can put pins in if you need to or you want to. It's up to you. And you're just coming really close to the tip to give you that 1/4 inch seam allowance to allow for that point of the star to stand out, okay? There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. All right, give me another press. And that is our center done. Our center. Very lovely. Okay, now we add, I think it's a 1 on each side. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think these are the last of the bits that we needed to do for this, because then this goes, does it go that way? No, it goes on point. Okay, so what you want to do is one side first and then the next side. Don't go all the way around in a counterclockwise or clockwise fashion. You just want to make sure you go on one side, then the opposite. Is there any pins down here? Nope. Okay, so we'll pin that there. And we'll pin this one here. And you're lining it up in the center the best you can. Try and make a little square with the tips of the triangles. That makes you know you're pretty much bang on. Okay. Oh, I'll put it this way because that's the way I sew. All right, so let's do those two and then we'll do these two. Okay. Yeah, we're in for quite a few days of thunderstorms, so looks like a wet start to the school year. Should be interesting. I was going to try and walk a bunch more this year, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, and then do the other side. And the reason why you do this is so you can have the other flaps, they overlap, and they give, again, that part of section where it overlaps and you've got some sort of, you know, fabric to stitch the other parts to or finish up, right? Okay. See, that in itself would be an awesome placemat for Christmas. Isn't that an awesome just gift? There you go, finish it up, beautiful placemat. I would love it. Something like that would be fantastic. Or you can even bulk out another corner or put another square piece or rectangle pieces off this. Beautiful. Easy peasy. You know, do, you know, set for the whole family and then some. Because you never know. It's always one of those, you know, few people that show up. Okay, so now we'll do the other side. Okay. Just line it up. And the same over here. And make sure you kind of got equal points on either side and your center's giving you like a little square, you know, right here, right there, okay? So we'll just pop a pin on either side just to make sure it's going to stay so we can take it to the machine. And if you had really nice fancy stitches you wanted to use, you could highlight your star. Highlight your star all the way around with those fancy stitches, right? Maybe gold thread, you know? Or you got, you know, love purple and silver. That would be really neat. I think those two colors would make a fantastic starburst. And then with the accent threads. Now this pattern was gifted to me. I assumed it was used by the person who gifted it to me, and then, you know, they were cleaning up their stash, and they, you know, I've done it once, I don't want to do it again, maybe, sort of thing, I don't know. But it made a very cute little project idea for me, so I was very thankful. And I can see doing this block here and making a quilt out of it, like mini quilts, you know what I mean? So, okay, so there we go. That's the bulked out for the center, and then we're going to add this strip on this side, this strip on this side, and then build 2 more of these triangles, but they're going to be half. I'll show you how to do it. It's not that hard. And it's no, you don't cut one in half, because then you wouldn't have equal portions of a seam allowance on both sides to be able to accommodate for that. So note, it's not one cut in half. We've got to build them in half. But it's not that hard. Okay. All right. So let's do this. So you can see what it's going to look like. Hopefully Munchkin can get in there just a little bit. Oh, Oh, it's beautiful. Very nice. Like that. All right, so building the other ones. Get our little bits and bobs over here. Okay. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Very excited. Okay. Sorry, honey, I gotta move that there. Gotta move it out of the way. All right, first it starts off with a triangle, okay? That's that part right here, okay? That right there. And then we build two sides of the star. And of course we need a small white piece for here. And we need two little triangle-y bits for here. Okay, and that builds the smaller one. And then we just do the same for the one behind it. That's all. It's just that easy. So we do this in a process of, you know, you can this to this, and then this to this, and then this to that. So it's whatever makes you happy, okay? Either work right side, left side, any kind of side, no matter. You'll be the boss. So congratulations to the winner of yesterday's French braid, green French braid scrappy quilt. I can't wait to chat with you about all that we're going to do on it and get your thread choices and your pattern choice and your backing choice. Aren't you being the lucky winner? Kudos to you. Thanks for entering. Thanks to everybody for entering. There'll be more contests. And if you'd like to join us over on Patreon and become a patron, we are giving away the quilt that we are doing on there, and we've only got a few more months to go, and you have to kind of be a part of it for a couple months before you can enter. So now's your chance. Could win the Blazing Star of 2017. It was a Craftsy kit, and that's what we have been putting together. So if you'd like to go look that up, that's what we're doing. Okay, so I did those pieces. I did the triangle to the, this little goose part, I guess, or the star tips to the triangle, and then again the star tips to the triangle, and then the square. So, and then we're going to press those, but I'm going to build the second one out for again. So we're doing this all at the same time, and I think I might be missing a little white one. Maybe. Whoa. Oh, haha. I tried to double check before we started. It's like, oh no. All right, so here we go. We'll do the second one. We'll build it out the same way. Nothing different. I find it easier just to kind of set it out before me and then just plug away at it, working left to right, right to left, any way that works. Next time, pick a fabric color that's just solid instead of what side? I don't think it would really matter if I got it on the wrong side. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so we're going to build that one out. It's really light. It's a cute little flowery little swirl. So I kind of played with everything else going on here with the paisleys and the swirls and stuff. I liked it. All right, so here, put that there. Line that up. And then we'll add the little square to one side. Make sure it's the correct side. There we go. That would right there. So there. It doesn't matter which way you like to do it. It's, you know, put it on one side, put it on the other. You just know you have to do the smaller one first. Okay, and then we'll put this on here, and then we'll press. And these would make really cute mug rugs, the smaller star. You know, if you wanted to do that as a gift for somebody, the smaller star in the center here would make a great mug rug. Okay, so let's put all these over here and give them a little heat love. Okay. Oops, that got folded there. Silly. Okay. Okay, now to finish these off, that one there, and that one here, okay? And then we'll build the other 2 halves to continue on, and then we sew it all together. I'm very excited. This is my favorite part. We're almost done. Yeah, next week we're going to do another bag from the bag pattern that we've been working on. It's the bee bag. So if you have that pattern, you know what we're talking about. If not, I'm sure Pop will put a link below because I have the pattern around here. Oh, hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Hold on a moment. There we go. It's Quick Sew pattern 3171. And we're going to be doing this bag right here. Okay, so that's next weekend's project. So if you want to prep for that, pick your fabric ready. I'm very excited about that one too. It actually has lining and pockets and an upper zipper, so it should be very handy dandy. And it actually tells you to put a stabilizer in the bottom. So you can cardboard or that waffle plastic stuff that you know, people are usually when they're running for, you know, mayor or elections or stuff like that. If you can recycle some of that, that makes a nice good hard bottom to a bag too. All right, so press those 2 halfers open, and you'll see why you don't just cut one in half. Okay. Because I thought, oh, well, that would just be easy many years ago. Okay, see, that does make a hole at the 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, so if you put your 1/4 inch seam allowance, then you got yourself a whole whole star, right? Okay, but that's not what we're making. We're making another halfers. Okay, so now we build it out the same way. Here, here, and of course, our other fabrics. Okay, here and here. And that's one done. And then we just do the other one. And then we put it all together. Okay, so again, this and flip. I feel that if we do these Christmas projects every other weekend, I might be ready for Christmas this year. Maybe. Okay, it's here. At least I'd feel like I'd have something if if we got invited somewhere or, decided to crash somebody's party, we could show up with something that, we wouldn't be turned away, I hope. Okay, there, and we'll add the big one onto this side. And then we'll add this one onto this side, and then we'll give it a press. But we'll do the two of them first. This is it. Working an assembly line, whatever is more comfortable for you. I like to actually kind of know what people do when they're putting, if it's multiple pieces of the same thing. How do you work it? Is it your time schedule? Do you just cut it all first? Do you, just plug away until you just can't plug away at it anymore? Like, I was gonna say, did I do that wrong? Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so over here. Before we continue, I'm going to make sure to finish off this one, and then we'll press them both, okay? And you're just making a nice big triangle. Nice big triangle, okay? So here, not fancy triangle, but I don't know. The star block is such a versatile block. It means so many different things, and you can change it to so many different things, like to Easter, to Christmas, to Halloween, to, Thanksgiving and birthdays and, St. Patrick's Day. It's all in the colors you do it in, right? Valentine's Day, celebrations, Canada Day, your country's national holiday, whatever it is, okay? Here and here. Good. Easily have something quite beautiful, which is that star block and a mix of fabrics. I think a big one going from like this size, just going bigger, 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 bigger until it's king size. That would be cool. I think so. All right, so let's give these a press. Oh, no, I can sew this one on. And then we'll give them a press. Don't jump. Don't jump the gun, Laurelyn. Don't jump the gun. Do 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 do. Squish that together, lining them up. Okay, now. There we go. Okay, so press these, press them all. Okay. Yeah, I had a few colors in my hands this morning, and I was like, I don't know. I think something, you know, almost Christmassy, or could be taken as Christmas and not, if didn't want to be. But make a lovely gift. And it's a good size, like 50 by 17. That's pretty awesome. Okay, all right, so let's line these babies back up with their big piece on the edges. Okay, and then we just flip and sew. Okay, of course we can always put in a pin, whatever makes us comfortable. Okay, here. Okay, and now just sew those two down, and then we get to sew them all together. And like I said, you could easily square this one out too by just cutting another, you know, 4 pieces of that extra triangle if you want to make a nice big square instead of the point. I mean, that's totally up to you. And I liked having the background fabric and the, what does they call it actually in here? Background and then side triangles. Okay, so they just called the side triangles. I like having them as the same colored fabric. That's where I think it really stands out. But that's just my opinion. If you choose to do different colors, and you know, I'd love to see that too. Okay, I kind of want to fill that way. Take my pin out. Make sure I'm still lined up. All right. Now let's press these two completely now that their little sides are on. Okay. And then we get to put them all together. Put them all together. Put them all together, make a starburst table runner. Okay. There we go. All right, so here and here, let's do this and this first, because it goes that way. Of course, line them up. Put a pin right in the center. Okay, and then the same on the other side. All right, line them up. So I might have to do a little trimming. Okay. There. Let's do those ones. And then these get attached on here too. Okay. Try and go even. That's even. I can lop off those little tails later. Okay, and then this one. Oh, it's going to look beautiful. And the best thing is, I get to give it away. Maybe. We'll see. I can't keep everything. Though it is tempting. Okay, under here. Okay, flip this way. No, we don't want that over on that side. Put that that way. Okay, that one. sew this side. Sew the one side first and then get the other side sewn. Nice machine making noise. And hopefully you can join us tomorrow on the live stream Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, where we're working on a brand new scrappy adventure. Oops, I missed some there. Somehow I got shifted. Whoopsies. Oh, where's the seam ripper? Seam ripper. Whoa, whoa. Where's the seam ripper? Okay, it's blue. Do you see it over there? No? What do I do with it? Oh, good grief. All right, well, tiny scissors, the big scissors it is. Okay. I don't want to lose the seam ripper. And I have like 4 or 5 of them. That's sad. All right, for some reason it just was a little short on the green. All right, so just stretch it back a bit and reline it back up. Oh, that was that one that came undone. Ha 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 ha. All right, fix that first. Let's fix that first. Okay, then turn it this way. All right, hold on. There we go. Just reline it back up. Things that happen. There we go. Ready? And last 2 seams. Move that down. One more seam. And then just a couple hours, I'd say probably 2.5 hours, maybe even, 3, depends on, how you work. And how you, like I say, if you stitch out all at the same time or one at a time, of course that takes a different amount of time. So, but I think a key to essential is cutting everything at first. So making sure you have all your pieces cut and ready to go. And then we'll give this a good press. And you'll see what we did today. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, very nice. All right, let's give that press. Let's give it some heat love. And this is where, the little spray starch come in handy too. The Ellens or Mary Ellens or whatever her name is. Stiffs it up, especially when you're working with some bias seams. This is kind of what you got going on up here. So you want to make sure you're keeping everybody together. And I really like it with that 2 bursts of stars. And on the same background and triangle score pieces. Yeah, very much. I wasn't sure. I thought, well, I'm going to do it my way because that's just kind of how I roll. This is the way I want to do it. So that's what's going to happen. Very nice. Awesome. That's a good size. That's perfect. Make sure it says what it says. Yeah, I got about 51. 51 by Want some trimming up? About 17, yep. All right, thanks everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you tomorrow on the live stream. Thanks for watching this Starburst Table Runner come together. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.